Hi everyone, welcome back to MasterSheets. Today I want to share with you one of my favorite feature of MasterSheets, which is permissions. Now, permissions is something I've struggled with on many softwares and apps, and I've come to one solution only, which is MasterSheets. Let me show you how this works. For this demo, I've picked a travel reimbursement sheet, and as you can see, this purple icon box on the top is where you can manage your universal permissions for the sheet. So let me show you how this works. All right, so we have three levels. One is sheet access, one is column access, and one is row access. Why we have made three levels is firstly, the idea was that many a times we give access to controller sheet to many team members or to many functions, and then the problem happens that people either replace each other's data or change data, creating a problem for the other person. And sometimes also data can be overwhelming. It's so much better if a person can only see his data. So let me see how that can be done. With sheet access, you can actually control who's going to see and add rows. So it's a travel reimbursement sheet. HR has nothing to do with it. We'll remove their access. Accounts team should be able to add rows. No, they should be only able to view rows. So we're not giving them the adding permission. Sales is the team who will be asking for reimbursement. So they should have access to view and edit. Plus admin has the all access. So that is the sheet access. Second is a row level access. Why row and column access is there? Because then you can actually control on a granular level which user is going to see and edit which column, which is so much better if you want to control things. So in terms of row access, the options are which rows can a user see. They can see all rows. Let's select that. Which rows can a user edit? Let's say they can also edit all rows, right? And let's save it. I now want to show you what a user will see. So log in as a sales team member, which is Raj. Raj is able to see everyone's data and he's able to edit it. But this then poses a problem. I don't want Raj to edit everyone's data. Also, if I show him everyone's data, it's very overwhelming. It's so much extra data. Also, someone else might have to pay for Raj's mistake. For example, if Raj by mistake else enters data into someone else's column. So let's go back to our admin access and change this because it's not a good thing to have. Let's give only self plus mention as a user can only see his rows and a user can only edit his own rows. This feels much more better. Let's save it. Go back to team member, log in as a sales team member Nitin. So you can see Nitin can only see his own data and he can edit only his data. So that is better. Less mistakes are bound to happen this way. Switch back to admin. Let's see what other permissions are here. Okay, but I have this dilemma with row access. Now a person can only view his own rows and edit them. But in accounts team, they cannot see any rows because they've not created anything. They're not entering traveling reimbursement. They'll see a white screen. How to handle that? For that, we have this feature called override roles. Now, override role means that accounts team can now view all the rows and they can also edit all the rows. But editing rows can be still controlled. How? Because we have column permissions. So column permissions, you can see admin has access to edit all the columns, but accounts team, we have not given the access to edit these columns. He can only see these rows, which is the reimbursement amount, the destination, bill, invoicing and all. However, when they have to approve the reimbursement, the approval we have given to them, amount which is to be approved, again, editing we have given to them and the payment status. Whereas when we talk about sales team, obviously they need to be editing columns, they are entering the data, so they have that access, but approval they are seeking, so we are selecting seek, amount will be shown to them and the status will also be just shown to them. They cannot change that column. Let's save this. Now let me show you how the accounts team will be seeing. All right, so accounts team is yes able to see everything, wonderful, because we gave them the override permission. They're not able to edit these columns, if you can see, because we gave them only show permission for these employee name, source, destination. When we come to the approval column where I gave them the access, they are able to, if it's requested, approve or reject it, and they can also change the approved amount and payment status. So these three columns they have access, which is nice. Switching back to the admin. Now, if you can see, what we've done is we've given different people different roles in the organization and they have different needs. So we have defined very clearly who can control which column and which row, so that mistakenly no one is going to change each other's data. Also, managing and controlling data is very easier here. So as I said in the essence, this is my favorite feature, controlling what everyone can do and not do on my sheet. And you can just see how much better this data is going to be filled when it's so controlled. When we have to give permissions, by the way, the AI had done most of the settings for me, which was about, I'll say, 50% accurate when I created this sheet. There's this icon, you can see on top of the column. If you click on this, this is also where you can change the permission, and you can give editing, view, or hide access just right here. That's all about permissions. I hope you have a nice time creating your own sheet and controlling your permissions.